Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. There was a tsunami warning issued after a magnitude 7.1 earthquake occurred off the coast of Japan. The earthquake occurred at 4:43 p.m. local time, and Japan has issued a warning that another large earthquake is very possible. Here on jma.go.jp, you can see all the locations here that reportedly felt this earthquake. There is currently one buoy going off, and it's a little over 4 feet, I believe, that it did register a tsunami. Going to NOAA.gov, here's the buoy that's currently going off. Evidently, there's no warning for the U.S. East Coast. Japan has issued its first ever tsunami warning because of the earthquake that occurred off the coast of Nankai. Or actually, it's the Nankai Trough, I believe, that they call it. I do have a fault line, a trough drawn here. This is the Nankai Trough. So, yeah, they're worried that there could be another larger earthquake coming. This earthquake occurred at about 15.5 miles deep. All earthquakes are measured from sea level. The Japanese Meteorological Association convened after the quake and believed there is now a relatively higher chance of another major earthquake occurring near western Japan's Pacific coast. So here on the Japanese website, this is the location of that magnitude 7.1. The next earthquake that they are reporting, which is close to the same location, was a magnitude 4.6. The next one would be right here, a 3.4. And then the next would be a 4.1. The next one is a magnitude 4.4. Then we have a magnitude 4.2. All close to that same location, it looks like so far. Close to that trough. Okay, and then we got another one, a 3.8. These are all aftershocks. And as you know, any earthquake has a 10% chance of being a foreshock for something much larger. And they won't know if another larger one is going to come until after all these earthquakes are done. This earthquake off the southwest coast, I believe, is the area where they have seen oarfish in the past. Yeah, and it's also seismically active over here. This was, in fact, a thrust earthquake. The worst kind, I've talked about this, the worst kind you could possibly have. This is at 7.1. As you probably know, Japan is one of the world's most active earthquake-prone countries. More than 15,000 people were killed in the magnitude 9.0 earthquake that occurred in 2011 that triggered that devastating tsunami and tripped the reactors, plural, meltdown at that nuclear power plant. Light damage has been reported. I don't know if there's been any injuries. Here we have an image that was posted to Twitter. You can see debris out here in the road. There in Japan, they believe that the chance of a major earthquake occurring in the Nankai Trough is relatively higher than usual, according to their agency. But it added that it does not mean that an earthquake will necessarily occur within a specific time frame. Yeah, it could even happen a month from now. The warning is expected to be in place for a week, but officials said residents should not let down their guard even after it's lifted. The JMA issues such warning when abnormal phenomena are observed along the Nankai Trough, or when the possibility of an earthquake is believed to have increased. Here's a screenshot from one of the stores. You can see all the clothing here were swaying back and forth. I can't show you the video. I don't want to get a copyright strike. This was at one of the malls. People evacuated, a lot of them. Got underneath tables. You can see that here. Another image, someone holding on to the railing here, and people were evacuating. I don't know if you can see here, but here they're kneeling on the floor. hugging each other. And another image of a display of possibly food that fell over. I don't see a lot in the back of things on the floor, though. Another image of items on the floor. And another image. This looks like to be drinks of some sort. And another image. Yeah, a lot of mess to clean up. This image here looks like to be books. Another display looks like picture frames. USGS gave it an intensity level of 8, meaning panel walls were thrown out of frame. The walls may have collapsed. Monuments, chimneys, sand blowholes would be expected. Drivers of automobiles definitely disturbed. There's also videos of automobiles rocking violently. More likely there is rock slides. Train service within certain locations were either suspended or reduced to lower speeds. Even before this earthquake, they were expecting a large earthquake to occur at any time in the Nankai Trough. An official from the meteorological agency said, but that likelihood has now increased even further. Are they expecting another magnitude 9? The agency said that they can expect a large earthquake along the Nankai Trough about every 100 years. But the actual timing of a large earthquake cannot be predicted. The most recent earthquake that took place along the Nankai Trough was December 21st, 1946, which measured between an 8.1 and an 8.4 on their moment tensor scale. So up over here is where they had the 7.0 in 1927. Let me see what else I got here. We got another one, 1927, a little closer to land. And then 1928, along the same location, a 7.3. What else do we got? Okay, so they do have a history of 7.0s along this trough. And also on the western side of the island. You know, I've talked about how large earthquakes are increasing around the world. And not just large ones, but small ones have also increased in numbers. They occur without any warning at all, and people need to incorporate preparedness into their daily lives. Steps like suspending trains, which they did there today, closing schools, I'm sure they are there too, shutting down businesses in anticipation of an imminent major earthquake, are often seen as difficult to implement efficiently. It's like the earthquakes they're having by Bakersfield. You know, they call it earthquake weather, but geologists don't seem to take that into account. There's just a feeling in the air sometimes there in California before a major earthquake. If an earthquake did occur of a magnitude 9.0 along the Nankai Trough, they're saying that shaking in the Nantou region could be around a lower or upper 5, what it would feel like there in that location, according to the Japanese seismic intensity scale, similar to the region's experience during what they call the Great East Japan earthquake in 2011. Large earthquakes in the Nankai Trough have historically caused significant damage. This all originating from the plate boundary, the movement of the tectonic plates. According to the Japanese government, if they were to have a large earthquake along the Nankai Trough and it caused a tsunami, and of course it would be considered a megaquake, it could result in 224,000 deaths. So because of this earthquake, the bullet train that operates between Tokyo and Osaka is now operating at reduced speeds. And that will continue until the alert is lifted, probably for about another week. So they're telling people expect delays of at least 10 minutes resulting from this reduced speed. Yeah, sending prayers, boy. You know, Japan does spend a lot of time, a lot of investigation into earthquakes and preparedness. They're probably one of the most prepared societies in the world for large earthquakes. And I'm sure everyone there in Japan is taking the warning that a large earthquake could happen along the Nankai Trough. Yeah, sending prayers. So what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.